trip that never seemed to end. The only way to pass my time was to observe and listen to the world outside, writing down and keeping track of what I saw. Everything felt endless, time seized, and so what I once thought a simple road trip caused me anxiety. I did not like the new surroundings. I could not tell you where I was on a map, and I knew where I was going, but the thought of being unaware terrified me. And it wasn't until I saw a tree, the twist of its limbs, a pattern that appeared to be changing, and I wrote about this tree.
A story about a character like myself, but I went into the next step, imagining a world much more isolated than the one I was in. And this is how I got into creative writing.
Creative writing takes real-life experiences and builds upon them to create stories. But stories do not have to be written in the format of books. Poems, whether lyrical or rhyming, or even songs, are all different ways of storytelling. The inspiration for these stories can be found from prompts, whether you will find it on the internet, base it upon a show, or leave it to the imagination.
Creative writing is how we reflect upon the way we view the world, and literature has often revealed past ideals, beliefs, and challenges. And so through the creation of new literature, more reflection can be created.
Creative writing is essential because it is an outlet of self-expression. For those who may not necessarily be artistically talented, they need ways to express themselves.
Sometimes I'd find prompts online and then write about it, either through the narrative of a character or even a simple setting. And so often I found my thoughts embodied within the character or even the setting itself.
To me, creative writing is interesting because one turn can lead to the creation of multiple stories. I, as an avid reader, like reading from different perspectives, but often those perspectives don't represent me or my thought process. This can lead to me feeling estranged from certain books.
For example, often in the murder genre, the actions of one character are so painstakingly, obviously naive, I do not understand. Creative writing often writes from the perspectives of thought. And so, sure, there could be dialogue, but often the majority of story is the way the narrator sees the world.
As I said, everyone needs an outlet to express themselves, but not everybody has the ability to draw, paint, or express themselves through the arts. Writing may not be one's strength because it does not come naturally, but everyone has thoughts, and once you write those thoughts through the perspective of another, you can look back and say, oh, this is how I think.
Or this is what I believe. Creative writing requires thought. And because creative writing is personal, often a person who is best able to represent yourself is you, because only you know your experiences, only you know your thought process. In the future, I hope creative writing allows us to understand each other, because through literature, understanding is developed. And since creative writing does not place limitations through traditional writing structures, people are able to express themselves in the way they view the world from their experiences and in their writing style.
Normally, I would begin a presentation with a question, but I ask, have you ever read a story that was just too long, or you didn't feel like you could relate to it, and overall it just didn't fit? The solution is to write one yourself.
Now, I don't mean write a story that is the size of a novel, but instead, you could write a digestible piece of writing, one that may take a few hours or even minutes to write.
Creative writing is unique because it has limited definition. It does not restrict, and for many, the lack of restriction is an overbearing challenge.
Creative writing, when used to express personal thoughts, should never be written to focus on formality, tone, or diction. This appears on its own when it's genuine. Thank you. These are what I have to say about creative writing.